What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Oh yeah, guys. So, off camera, I have been letting our bees go, and I have been collecting the resources that they have been producing, which is a lot of good stuff here. We're making a lot of drones, we're making a lot of combs, and all sorts of stuff. Royal jelly, we have a lot now. Over 150, almost 200 now, which is great. I've been taking the combs and sticking it over here in our centrifuge and just letting these things process, which is awesome. So we're getting a lot of the honeydew and the honey drops. We really don't have much use for this stuff other than using the beealizer, and I think we need the honey drops for the treealizer in the future. But we're not going to be working on tree breeding today. What I did want to work on today is finding a way to get rid of our extra drones that we're producing. Now, you guys have told me, because we were working with Botana last episode, you guys told me that in the Lexica Botana I can find a lot of good stuff here. And the second flower underneath Day Bloom, which we've already done a while ago, is this begonia. And basically this flower eats extra drones and makes mana out of them. So that is a much faster way of producing mana than the Day Blooms, from what I understand. Looks like we can produce this using the Petal Apothecary and some of these other things. Now, we haven't really done many of these before, so I think we should try and make some of these today. So white mana petal, says shift click to see recipe. All right, so we drop a petal into a mana pool and then we get a mana petal, right? So we need yellow, black, and white. Okay, so do we have those? Oops, I keep trying to type at when my mouse is in here and then it like does the number 2. Anyway, at Botana, we're looking for, what was it, yellow, black, and white, I think. So we got yellow. I don't think we have black. I think I've turned those all into powder, so we might have to grow some, which is fine. I can go ahead and do that. We can bone meal or water can or whatever it is. And then we have one white. We do have the white seeds and we have the black seeds, and I know that we can do the agricraft with these, and we can, I guess these are agricraft, right? We can go ahead and make these 10-10-10 so they produce a lot faster. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I'm probably just going to make enough petals so we can get through this recipe and see how this stuff works, because if we can make mana way faster than those Day Blooms over here, I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Okay, so I tell you guys what, I'm going to go ahead and grow some flowers. We're going to get the petals, and I'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, guys, so I took some time here, and I got some of these mystical petals. What I actually did was I grabbed those seeds, and I turned them into the 10-10-10s. So, Botana, we did this for the yellow, the black ones, and the white ones, since those are the only ones that are being used in this recipe right now. So we have all these other ones that I still need to go through and make them the best they can be, but we have these seeds and I made 10 of them like I normally do. I might go ahead and, we got hover mode on. I might go ahead and stick them over here. Yeah, this one right here. Where we got a lot of stuff that isn't being grown right now. I mean, that would just kind of make sense, so we're always collecting those petals, but I don't know how many of these we're going to need in the future, so we'll see. If we get to a point where we need a lot of the petals all of the time, then I'll go ahead and do that. But we have the seeds already set up for that action for later, so that's awesome. Okay, so going back to the Lexica Botana, this says in order to make the begonia, we need to get one white mana petal, one yellow one, and one black one. Okay, so one of each of the colors. So we can go ahead and do that. So let's go and put a yellow, a black, and a white down here. And we'll go and throw that into our mana pool. So that's a miss. Come on. Let's see. Q. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so now we got one of each of those. I did move the Petal Apothecary over here. I don't know if this is going to be the final location. It isn't easy to see what's going on in there, but I didn't know where to stick this brick well, and unfortunately the base of this Petal Apothecary covers it up, so I couldn't stick it in the ground. I mean, I guess I could put it right here. But anyway, we can go ahead and put water in this thing, and then we can put these petals in here. There's one, there's another, and there's all 3 of them. So back to the book, let's go ahead and check out what this thing said we needed to do. So it's one more white one, and then 3 yellow ones. So white, And then 3 yellow. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So that is all done. And a Q. And there we go. There's a begonia. We won't be seeing you anymore. Okay, so I'm curious how these are gonna work. Back in our applied energistics system here, we searched for drone. We got a lot of these other drones that have just been sticking in here since we don't have the indexer from extra bees, which can store basically infinite amounts of these bees. I guess we could use filing cabinets, but it's fine. We got plenty of space in our AE system right now, so this is what we're doing. So if we take, I don't know, a noble bee. Let's put the begonia down. I guess right here should be fine. And if we just throw this on the ground, what happens? Oh, okay. So it does take a minute, and that's exactly what it needs to do. Now, I guess what I need to do is find out if that's actually a link to the mana pool or the Manna Spreader or what's going on. So it says status unknown. I see the bar is partially yellow. So if I take this and I link it to that. Okay, so I just drained all the stuff out of there. Is that all we have to do? Now, another question I have. Drone. If we stick like, I don't know, 3 of those on the ground, does it eat all 3 of those at once? Or does it just do 1 at a time? Okay. Is it still... What's it doing right now? I don't know. Okay, it just looks like it ate another one. I think. Oops, I went ahead and I picked up... Yeah, it looks like there's only 1 in that stack, so it did it twice. Okay, so it uses them pretty quickly. But how much mana is that producing? It's hard to say. Okay, so... Probably what I'd want to do is make more than 1 of those and then throw like a stack of bees on the ground and just have them eat those bees and then, you know, make mana out of them. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go and make a bunch of these things. I don't know if they have to be spaced, you know, diagonally like these day blooms are, or if they can just be put in a big little 3x3 area and we just drop a stack of the drones in the center. We'll find that out. Okay, so I'm going to make some more of those and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I made 8 more of these flowers, and we have a Manna Spreader right here, and that's going to be shooting into this separate mana pool. All this stuff is empty right now. I haven't tried this at all, and I have a stack of these Imperial drones, so I think the next step is to make sure our magnet is turned off. We will throw those on the ground and just see how well this actually produces. And how quickly too, I guess, is the next thing. So we'll just stick those right there. So all those flowers should start eating up those bees. Yep, and we are spreading mana pretty quickly, it looks like. Is this thing full? Nope, it is not. Okay, so how fast are we making mana over here? Well, I don't know how much this actually holds, so it doesn't look like it's producing that much. Like over here, our day blooms, for instance, have that much, that little blue bar. And these right here from that stack of drones have... not really done that much. Okay, so I guess we'll wait until this whole stack of bees gets eaten up by these flowers, and we will see how much mana that actually produces. Alright guys, so it's going to bring you back in after that stack of bees was used up by these flowers, but honestly, the status didn't change. I went through our applied energistics system and pulled out all the extra stacks of drones that we had, and I just run them through the flowers, and now we have that much, which still isn't a whole lot. Like, for instance, this over here has like twice that amount. It's really hard to say. There's like no numbers. You just kind of got to guess by how big that bar is. Anyway, I went over to our bees just a moment ago and I grabbed all of the extra drones that we have. This is everything out of the hives that our bees have produced since I last checked them an hour or so ago. So we'll just go ahead and throw those in there, let the flowers do their work, get rid of all those extra drones, convert them over into mana, and yeah, we will have extra mana that way, so I'll just back away because that is kind of loud as it does its thing. Okay, so back to our quest book. Let's take a look at this and see what we had to do here. I believe, is it under bees and trees? Yeah, so this this quest Begone wanted us to make the Begonia, which we did. So that's going to give us a Flask of Restoration. I guess that's 6 uses, or it's 6 of them, I don't remember. And the Mystical Princess, so that's pretty cool. Reward bag or a full heart. We still haven't had any use for these hearts. We haven't dyed at all in this series. So we are going to select the reward bag. So let's claim that. And of course, we're going to check out what's in this reward bag because I have a tendency of forgetting if I don't do it right away. So we get an Ender Lily seed, which we don't need because we have a lot. How many do we have in the system? We have 42 of them, so now we have 43. Awesome. And then Flask of Restoration 6, Regeneration 2 minutes. All right. And then our Mystical Princess, but we do not have a drone to go with it, which, do we even have those? No, we do not. Well, that's kind of a problem. Oh, wait, did that say princess or queen? No, that's just a princess. So we don't have a bee to go with this thing, so I don't know about that. We might lose it if we try breeding it with another one. It's possible we could get the mystical drones, but it's also possible that it'll convert into a different type of bee. Anyway, let's go back to the quest book and let's move on to some other quests here. So bee drone clones. Oh, maybe that's what we needed. Ever needed more drones? Don't feel like making more hives? Feed a Hypnotizd some mana and collect the results. You may even get a princess. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Unusual hive and meadows hive. Unusual. Didn't we already have the unusual bees? I'm curious now. Whoops, wrong one. Yeah, we've collected some unusual. I think we got those in place of the rocky or stone bees. Anyway, that's what it's going to give us for reward. We can choose meadows or these. I'll probably choose these since it'll give us a better chance of more princesses since there's 5 instead of 4. So we need to make a hive of Sith. So let's check out how to make one of those. Hopefully it's got the recipe in here that we can check out real quick. I don't see it in here. Now, I know people are telling me that in this book, it doesn't show every single recipe because... I'm just making sure it's right here. Okay, because we have to throw the book into a portal or something like that. I've never done that before, and apparently that's later game or end game Botana stuff. We will be checking that out sometime in the future, but let's check this thing out. It says... Finding new bees for your stock can be a bit of a pain. Thankfully, we can tap into the memories of flowers and reproduce bees with up to 74% accuracy. Maybe. The Hypnotizd absorbs mana from nearby mana pool, and once it has collected enough, it begins converting it into life essence and produces a bee. It seems the species is somewhat random, although only mundane bees will ever be produced. So I wonder if that's how we get our rocky bees. Anyway, and roughly in proportion to how they will be found in the wild. Occasionally, the flower will give itself airs and produce a vaunted heiress rather than a vulgar drone. A redstone signal will prevent the Hypnotizd from converting mana into life essence. Okay, so to make one of these, we need the redstone root. I think we looked at that before. Oh, we need the light blue, cyan, and blue. Blue, light blue, and cyan. Okay, so that's more flowers that I am going to have to convert. Let's take a look at this again. Do we have all of these? That's light blue, blue, and then we also need cyan. Uh-oh. Do we not have cyan? Magenta. We don't have cyan. Okay, so to get the cyan, we can crossbreed a green with a blue. Is there another way to get that? I guess that's the only way, so that's probably why we don't have it. So we need a green and a blue. There's green. There's blue. Okay, so we will go and crossbreed. We'll get the cyan. I will make them 10-10-10s. We'll get the flowers we need. We'll check out this new flower, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys. So we needed to collect a little bit of tall grass. Can we do this? Okay, yeah, there we go. I was like, how does you do this? Yeah, we need to collect a little bit of this tall grass for the recipe to make the hive of Sith. Or actually, we need that for the redstone root, I believe, is what the item is. So it looks like we got plenty of durability left on the shears. Might as well do this 1 or 2 more times. Yeah, we're over here at our little mini forest biome that we made a couple episodes ago. And I think that should be enough. How many of those we got? 45. I think we are good. So let's go ahead and fly back to our main base over here. It'll be a little laggy as things load in, as it seems to happen for whatever reason. I don't know. So let's see. We have a lot of stuff on me. So I went ahead and I did make the new seeds. I made the cyan as well. Let's go back to our @Botana so we can see what's going on here. So we do have mystical light blue flowers now that are 10, 10, 10, cyan 10, 10, 10, and the blue flowers. And I have 10 of each of those, of course, as I do. Okay, so now we have all of this stuff. I guess we can put the other things that we collected away. We don't need those. So we're supposed to put in these particular items into the Petal Apothecary, and we also need a a redstone and one of these grass to make the redstone roots. Like so. Okay, so now we have that. We should be able to make this item. So we will put the water in here. Oh, we're also going to need a seed, aren't we? I think we will to complete the recipe. Okay, our magnet, we need to turn that off. We'll go and get some stuff off our bar here so we can see what we're doing here. So each of these guys needs to go in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and queue those in there. Q, 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 Q. And this guy. And then finally the seeds. So we will queue the redstone root. And that. And nothing happens. Okay, so what did I do wrong here? Let's go back real quick. So to bees.com. Is that a thing? I don't know what that is. So 2 blue mana petals plus 1 blue petal. And then 1 cyan mana petal plus 1 cyan petal. Or I'm sorry, 2 cyan petals. And then 1 light blue and 1 light blue. So let's break this. I'm sure there's a way to pull these out without breaking it, but just for the sake of doing it quickly, we will break that. So let's take a look one more time. I thought I had everything together here. So here is 2 blue. And then we're going to need so many of those. And we have 1 of these and 1 of those and some of this. And I'm spreading things all over the place. Goodness. And 1 of those. Okay, so let's just double check the recipe real quick. So I got the right amounts. So it's 1 mana and let's see, blue petal. So it's 2 mana blue and 1 blue. So 2 mana blue and 1 blue. And then we have 1 cyan mana and 2 cyan petals. So there's cyan and 2 of the petals. And then as far as the light blue is just 1 of each. So I should have everything together plus the redstone root. Okay, so we will try this again. Hopefully I will get it right this time. I don't think I had it wrong, but nothing happened, so I must have had it wrong. So we'll go and put that in there. We'll just drop those in like so. This guy and then the seed. Aha, well I did something wrong before. I don't know what it was. Here we go. Hypnotizd, we got it. So this is supposed to make bees using mana. So I'm kind of curious how this thing works. Yeah, in the time that I've been growing all the plants of the 10-10-10 stages, we got more bees over there, and I stuck all the results into this mana pool here, and that's how much we have now, and this is how much we have over here, so they're about the same now, I would say. They're pretty close. So it's obviously faster doing it with the bees, but we have to produce those, which costs RF. I mean, we could do it without RF just by putting them in the regular hives or whatever. But the way we are doing it, it costs RF. And yeah, this is completely 100% free. I mean, we can also make more of these day blooms too. But let's go ahead and check out this flower here. So it says that this makes bees using mana and it makes random hive bees. So we will grab a block of dirt so we can plant this flower. Just 1. And we'll stick it right here next to this mana pool. Stick that there, that guy there. Do I have to link these? I don't know. So we will click that and click that. So it looks like this has full mana. Oh, it just made a bee. That made an attuned drone. Okay, so how often does it make bees, I wonder? And, oh, it just threw one way over here. Wow, okay. So we are going to need something to collect. Did that go off the edge? That might have went off the edge. Maybe I should have my magnet on for this. Alright, so what do we get here? A Sorceress Princess. Alright, so now this is a good way, I suppose, that we will get a lot of the different types of bees that we were needing. That looks like one of the desert ones. Yeah, that's a modest. Okay. Unusual. I see. So I'm going to let this go for a little while. I'm curious, is that using... That used a lot of the mana. That pretty much used all of our mana. I don't know how much mana this flower stores and how much it uses per bee that it creates. So I guess we should look at that real quick. Next time it spawns a new bee, I'll right click on this guy. Well, I watched this flower for a little while and I didn't see it making any more bees, and then I kind of flew away and flew back, and then I clicked on it and it says the mana is pretty low. So I guess it was showing full before as a mistake or something. But yeah, this does use a lot of mana to make each bee. Well, it uses a lot of mana in comparison to what we can actually produce right now. So this is going to be something that we need to set up at a later time. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that now. So it doesn't eat all of our mana. So we can go ahead and do our quest that we made that flower for right here. So bee drone clones. And that's going to give us a reward bag and another one of those flowers, which is pretty cool. And we will take the unusual hive because I want the extra chance at princesses. So let's claim that reward. Alright, so we will go ahead and open this greater reward bag. And let's see what we get this time. Jaded Cat's Head. Unique reward. Okay, well, that is definitely unique. Works as an infusion stabilizer. So Jaded Cat's Head looks like Steve's head, it looks like. Now that just said head. Did I ruin that by placing that down? I might have. No, it still says Jaded Cat's Head. Okay, well, I guess she has Steve's head. I didn't think she did, but according to the game, that's the case. Right, so we'll put these hives away. Hive of Sith, we'll go and stick that back in here with its little buddy. And back to our quest book. So samples... we're making some progress here in this quest. Let's go ahead and start showing that we're making progress, even though the book doesn't show it yet. Yeah, we got the silky propolis. I'm going to go and swap those out, and we will start making some more silk wisps. Stick that right there. Okay, so we have 37 silk wisps. We need, I think it was a stack, 64 of those, right? Where's the quest book? Here it is. We needed 64 of those. Pulsating mesh, we needed 16, and we got plenty of these things now. So let's go ahead and make 16 of these pulsating meshes. I'm not really sure what those are used for. We should check that out too. So we will do and we'll just stick those in our ME system. So we need 16 of these things. And there we go, there's 16. Okay, so now that we have that done, manual submit, okay. Did that, oh, it did take him. Okay, so I'm not sure what those are used for. Let's check that out. Why would I ever want to make pulsating mesh? Uses, that can be turned into an ender pearl? Is that what I'm seeing here in a carpenter? Let me hit U on that again. Yeah, okay, so those are turned into ender pearls. That seems like a really big waste of power to keep the bees running, take their comb, stick it through the centrifuge, and then craft those propolis into the mesh. And that's like 5 per. 25 of those propolis equals 1 pearl? Okay, well, I guess we're never gonna do anything with those. Okay. Yeah, so silk wisps. We might have enough now that we just had the centrifuge start processing those. Yeah, we have 47 here plus these, so that's over a stack, which is good. So that should take care of this part. All right, so we got a good portion of this done. Alright, so that's going to go off and do some other things, but what it really feels like, guys, is we are running low on mana all of the time. A lot of the more advanced stuff in Botana is going to be requiring more mana, so I think it's something we should work on next. I went ahead, I just made these hydro flowers off camera, And it says that they can suck up source blocks of water in like a 3x3 area in front of them or around them. So I saw this layout before, I think on the Botana website or something. I don't know. So we're going to try this and see how well this works. So we're going to put down 4 flowers here. And we are going to fill this in full of water. Hopefully it doesn't take that water before I can make an infinite source. It might. Yeah, it did. Dang flower. Okay, so let's pull that back out of here. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to take the source blocks that quickly. All right, we'll just go ahead and fill this in with an infinite spring first, and then we'll place those flowers down. But yeah, these suck up water around them, use the source blocks, and then it will use that water and turn that into mana. I don't know how fast these are, but since it doesn't require anything besides the infinite source blocks, it seems like a legit way to make mana pretty constantly. So we'll go ahead and place these down. I don't know if we're going to see the water be removed and then, you know, refill, or if it just, since it's an infinite source, it doesn't actually remove the blocks. That flower back there is all sparkly, which means it should be full of water. And actually, all of these are, and I didn't see the water move at all. So maybe since it's infinite, it didn't do anything. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we're filling up pretty quickly here. All right, so the next thing is we need to grab a Manna Spreader. And we will just stick this guy, I guess right here should be fine. We need to link this to here, that to there, this one to that one, and this guy over here. Okay, so now this thing should be filling up, and then we can link that to this mana pool. And yeah, now we are making mana from water, so that's pretty awesome. Right, so we're making mana from bees, we're making mana from water. That's pretty cool. I do like that. Now, the next thing is I'm going to have to figure out how to link all of our different mana pools and stuff together, or if that's even a thing we need to worry about. Maybe, since I haven't done Botana before, maybe it's a case where when you need mana in a location, you just set something up to automatically produce that mana, and then you have flowers nearby that use the mana. I don't know if we're going to have to set up a whole bunch of these mana sources around or what. But that's something we'll have to figure out, or you guys can let me know in the comments down below what the best way of setting this stuff up is. But yeah, this is pretty neat that, you know, we can just set up these flowers like this with some source blocks of water and we get free mana. It's not really fast. I mean, it's been going for a little while and we get that little sliver of mana. But, you know, it's better than having to get a whole bunch of bees, I think, and then place them over here or find a way for them to automatically be dropped over here. I mean, this is still cool. It's a good way to get rid of those extra bees, but I prefer ways that are just, you know, set it and forget it kind of a thing. So we might need a whole bunch of these around in order for this to actually make a substantial amount of mana. We'll have to figure that out as we go along. But I tell you guys what, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I've had a lot of fun, you know, discovering Botana, figuring out, you know, the different ways of producing mana and all the different flowers and the functionality. Being able to create bees out of mana, that's pretty awesome. That'll help us out a lot in our quest to get all of those items that we need in the quest book done. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.